LSU Ole Miss is probably the tightest one of the week. I mean, LSU riding high after a victory over Florida. Ole Miss trying to do the unthinkable, which is try and dethrone Alabama in the West, and it's going to take them running the table. What do you see from this game? This game's going to be, in Ole Miss country. It's going to be right there. What are you thinking about this? Vaught Hemingway showdown clash on CBS.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, it's a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be 7 days ago. That's for damn sure, with LSU beating Florida and beating them the way that they did. I mean, the one thing Ole Miss can't do is stop the run. And if LSU can give them a heavy dose of the run and feed Davis Price to the tune of 287 yards, 8 yards per carry like they did last week, then Ole Miss is going to have their hands full. And the truth of the matter is LSU is going to be able to dominate the clock, the time of possession, which in turn is going to give Matt Corral and Lane Kiffin fewer opportunities. And not that everybody in America that's not the game plan against them, and they found a way to overcome it with everybody else. But LSU is going to legit have an opportunity to do that with the way that they played last week. Look, Max, I think this is one that the big question, and one reason I'm tuning in is Matt Corral. I mean, Matt Corral, this is the weakest Heisman Trophy class or group or group of candidates, however you want to couch it, that I remember in a long time in college football. I mean, Matt Corral's got a legit shot to definitely be in New York, if not win this thing. If this team goes 10-2 or 11-1, I think Matt Corral wins the Heisman. How's that? This guy, did you see how many times he toted the rock last week?
Yeah.
He can't. My man had 30 rushes for 195 yards. That son buck ain't 190 pounds soaking ass wet, Max, and he's doing this in the SEC. I mean,
pound for pound.
That's it, baby. You keep doing things like that. I mean, you put up eye-popping numbers, which we know what he's going to do in Lane Kiffin's offense from a passing standpoint. He's already checked those boxes with 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 touchdowns a damn game down the stretch. He's leading this dude's got 80. I think I wrote it down. This guy's got 88 carries on the year in 6 games, Max. He's averaging 15 carries a game at the quarterback position, and he's one of the most dynamic arms in college football. I mean, I'm tuning into this game, and I'm interested in this game. I really do believe that LSU can run with them, but this is all about Matt Corral, and if we can keep another quarterback in the SEC in that Heisman hunt, along with Bryce Young at Alabama, hell, I'm here for it, man. I think Matt Corral's got a real shot to win that sucker.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I mean, the dude's accounting for 400 yards, and he's not just doing it through the air. His legs are carrying this Ole Miss squad, and it's keeping them two-dimensional, right? It's preventing them from being like Mississippi State, right, where you just have to just pass it.
Yeah.
They have a good balance, and it's QB1, over there at Ole Miss that's carrying the load. I completely agree. I think he's in New York already, but what he does from this point forward determines how close you're sitting to that podium to make sure that you can go up there and hold that Heisman Trophy. Really at this point. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I can't wait to tune in. I'm going to be in the air and I'm going to be watching that game on my iPad.
Max, these cats, and I'm just looking at their team stats, right? I mean, they're averaging 553 yards a game, which I don't think, if you look at Ole Miss, that number by itself really doesn't surprise you, because it's Lane Kiffin, right? But when you look at how they're doing it, bro, 290 through the air per game, 260 on the ground. This is the best offense in college football. I mean, it's the best offense in college football. And the numbers show it. It's unbelievably balanced. The quarterback's contributing both through the air and on the ground. They've got 2 good running backs that are running the rock. I don't know what they are this week, but hell, at one point they were all averaging 7, 8 yards a damn carry. This offense is nasty, and Matt Corral is leading the damn show week in, week out. If he stays healthy, and I'll tell you this, Max, I don't know that he's going to be in New York if the wheels come off this season.
Well,
I look at, you know what I mean? If they don't go 10-2 or 11-1, I don't know. Even with this weak class, I don't know that he makes it. I mean, it's hard to do that. If you don't win ball games, it's hard to get that invite. But boy, it looks like they're going to be 10-2 at least, and Matt Corral's going to be on a damn private jet headed to New York for that ceremony.
Yeah, and what you were saying, the running backs, all inclusive, including Matt Corral, right around five plus per tote. Corral's at 5.1, Parrish is at 5.9, Connor's at 5.1, and Ely is at 4.7. Those are all guys that all also have over 220 rushing yards each. So yeah, they're doing their doggone thing, and they're making it look good right now. But yeah, you've got to keep the momentum going. You have to beat LSU this week. That's a non-negotiable. You know, you think, hey, Texas A&M still going to be a tough one. Not Texas A&M. Who is it? We went through the schedule. It was
they got LSU, they got Auburn, they got A&M. Yeah, they got A&M.
Yeah, that's right. They do have A&M. Yeah, you've got to win that A&M game at the end of the year, right? Because recency bias, we're all going to remember that. And Vanderbilt's a throwaway. That's just a stat grabbing game. So you've got to win. I think those two for sure. You can battle with Auburn, but I think you're better than Auburn, so you should beat them. But yeah, it's going to be a tough gauntlet, but they got to get through it. You know, this week and next week are going to be telling before they get to their November schedule. You got to close out October strong.